The champagne glass tilted in her hand, catching the sun. Her laugh was sharp, rehearsed, designed to slice. "We reserved rooms only for the elites," she said, eyes narrowing, lips curling. Her friends smirked behind oversized sunglasses. My wife leaned in close to them, not to me. I nodded once, silent, and walked out of the resort. They thought it was dismissal, but it was calculation. Beneath the stillness of my face, a storm clawed quietly at my ribs. Hours earlier, I had caught the flicker. A glance exchanged between my wife and her friend. A hand brushing a shoulder too familiarly. A whisper I wasn't meant to hear, cut off, strangled in the air. I told myself it was nothing, that suspicion was poison. But suspicion doesn't sprout from nowhere. It grows from something. Her phone lit up on the lounge chair when she slipped into the water. A message previewed. A man's name. One I didn't recognize. Dinner tonight? She'll believe anything. The screen dimmed before I could touch it, but the words etched into me like a scar carved fresh. I didn't move, didn't speak, didn't even breathe differently when she came back, water dripping, smile painted. Inside, a knot tightened. I played my role well, polite, detached, the loyal husband, stillness masking suspicion. They toasted their drinks at the Cabana, voices rising with artificial delight. The friend who sneered at me earlier leaned closer to my wife, whispering, giggling, shielding their faces from me as if I were already irrelevant. I let them. I had no need to interrupt. Instead, I walked the edges of the resort, past glass walls, past staff who bowed out of habit, past places where whispers weren't guarded. The manager's office, unlocked, too trusting. On the desk, a ledger, guest names, bookings, payment details. I scanned, slowly, methodically. Her friend's name, a suite booked, paid under a corporate card. Listed for 3 occupants, not 2. The knot inside me loosened, not into relief, but into clarity. By dusk, I had what I needed. The truth didn't need confrontation. It needed exposure. And exposure always comes when light hits the right angle. I spoke to no one but the general manager. Quiet words. A detail pointed out. A guest record highlighted. His expression shifted from confusion to recognition to dread. "Are you sure you want?" he began. I cut him off with a look. He swallowed, nodded, and left. The sun was bleeding into the horizon when he arrived at their cabana. His face pale, voice low, respectful but trembling. "Ma'am, you and your friends need to come with me." Laughter froze. The friend's glass paused mid-air. My wife's smile faltered. I stood back, silent, as their confusion curdled into unease. The manager led them away, whispers trailing, stares following from other guests. What happened inside his office, I didn't need to witness. I already knew. The receipts, the bookings, the names, it would all be laid bare. The suite reserved for their secrets. The third name exposed. The fragile tower of lies collapsing under its own weight. I imagined her hands shaking as the truth was read aloud. The betrayal staining her face in front of the same friend who mocked me hours before. I didn't need to be present. My silence was presence enough. When she returned, she searched for me. Desperate, eyes wide, steps uneven. The same woman who once stood beside me with certainty now looked hunted. Her lips parted. "I can explain." I raised a hand. Calm, cold. "I don't need you to." Her words died before they formed. She reached out. I stepped back. That distance became a wall she could never cross again. Her friend watched from behind, pale and shaking, stripped of arrogance, the sneer gone. And I walked past them both. The night air outside was sharp. Each breath tasted of finality. I didn't feel rage anymore. Rage was noise, and I had no need for noise. What I felt was something cleaner, a severing, a cut so precise it left no blood. They had reserved their rooms only for the elites, but the truth had evicted them, publicly, brutally, irrevocably. I didn't turn back when I reached the gates. Some stories end not with an explosion, but with silence, and silence can be the loudest ending of all.